You got down to their level. You used a calm voice. You kept it short. Maybe you even offered a choice. And your child still didn't listen. They ignored you, said no, ran the other way, or melted down the moment you asked them to do something simple. And that's the moment a lot of parenting advice stops being helpful. Because most parents are not asking, how do I get my child to listen when everything is calm? They're asking, why is my young child still not listening, even when I'm doing the right things? In this video, we're going to break down why that happens and what to do instead when your child is ignoring you, refusing, overwhelmed, or heading into a meltdown. Before we get into what to do, here's the first thing a lot of parents need to understand. When a young child won't listen, it does not always mean the same thing. Sometimes they didn't really process the direction. Sometimes they're too focused to switch. Sometimes they're overwhelmed. Sometimes they're refusing. And sometimes they're already too dysregulated to do what you're asking, even if they heard you. That's where so many parents get stuck, because they use the same response for all of it. They repeat, they explain, they negotiate, then they repeat again. And eventually, they either give up or yell. But the problem is, not every no means the same thing. A child who didn't process the instruction needs something different from a child who is testing the boundary. A child who is testing the boundary needs something different from a child who is melting down. And if you treat all three of those moments the same way, you usually end up feeling like nothing works. So in this video, we're going to break this down clearly. We're going to talk about the difference between not hearing, not switching, not willing, and not regulated. Because once you know which moment you're actually in, your response gets much calmer, much clearer, and much more effective. When your child didn't really process the direction, let's start with the easiest one to misread. Sometimes your child looks like they're ignoring you, but they didn't actually process what you said. This happens all the time with young kids. They're playing, they're focused, they're mid-transition, they're thinking about something else. Or you gave a direction that made perfect sense to you, but landed too fast or too big for their brain to hold on to. So you say, go upstairs, get your shoes, put your cup in the sink, and meet me by the door. And in your mind, that was clear. But for a young child, that can land like noise. Not because they're being rude, not because they're trying to control the moment, but because their attention, working memory, and task switching are still developing. And this is where a lot of parents accidentally make it worse. They say it again, then louder, then with frustration. But if your child didn't really process the direction the first time, repeating the same long instruction with more pressure usually doesn't make it easier. It just makes the moment heavier. What to do instead? Make the direction easier to take in. Get close. Use fewer words. Give one step, then pause. That pause matters. Because a lot of children, especially young children and ADHD-like kids, need a few seconds to shift attention and organize themselves into action. Try this instead. Shoes on, pause. Kopp in sync, pause. Come to the door, pause. One step, then wait. Not 10 reminders, not a speech, not 3 instructions stacked together. Just one clear direction at a time. And before you call it defiance, ask yourself this: did my child actually take in what I said? Because sometimes what looks like not listening is really not processing yet. When your child did hear you and still says no, but sometimes your child did hear you. They understood the direction. They knew exactly what you meant, and they still said no. This is the moment a lot of parents get pulled into the wrong fight. Because once a child is in active refusal, many adults start doing one of two things. They either keep explaining or they jump straight to yelling. Neither helps much. If you keep explaining, you often turn the moment into a negotiation your child never needed to win. And if you jump straight to yelling, you may get faster compliance sometimes, but at the cost of more tension, more fear, and a child who learns to respond only when your voice gets bigger. This is where a lot of parents confuse clarity with more talking. But when your child is already saying no, more words often just give them more room to resist, more room to argue, more room to stall, more room to pull you into a power struggle. So if your child heard you and is actively refusing, the goal is no longer to keep persuading. The goal is to stay calm, stay clear, and move into follow through. What to do instead? Say less, mean it more. This is the moment to stop over-explaining and make the expectation clear. Not harsh, not angry, just clear. Try this instead. You don't want to, I understand. It still needs to happen. I'm not arguing about this. You can be upset and still do it. I'm going to help you get started. This is not a choice. That last part matters. Because one reason some children keep saying no is that they've learned the task becomes optional if they resist long enough. If every direction turns into more explaining, more pleading, more chances, more warnings, your child may stop hearing a direction and start hearing an opening to delay, an opening to argue, an opening to wait you out. That's why calm follow-through matters. Not because you need to dominate the moment, but because your child needs to feel that your words actually lead somewhere. What calm follow-through can look like: shoes on, pause. If they say no, you don't want to. Shoes still need to go on. Pause. If they still refuse, I'm helping you start, not doing it all for you. Then you calmly guide the first step and hand the task back as soon as your child can keep going. Not with anger, not with a lecture, not with 10 more chances. Just calm movement toward the boundary. Because this is the shift many parents need most, connection still matters, but connection is not the same thing as making every non-optional task negotiable. Transition. But there's another moment that looks like refusal and actually isn't. Because sometimes your child is not really pushing back. They're falling apart. Barre-toi. When it's not just refusal anymore, it's overwhelm, tantrum, or meltdown. But sometimes your child is not really refusing in the way you think. They're unraveling. And this is where a lot of parents accidentally make the moment worse. Because when a child is screaming, crying, dropping to the floor, or completely losing it, adults often treat all of that like one thing. But it's not always one thing. Sometimes it's a tantrum. Your child is frustrated. They want something different. They don't like the limit. They're pushing back hard and hoping the outcome changes. And sometimes it's a meltdown. They're overwhelmed, flooded, too dysregulated to use language, logic, or self-control the way they normally could. Those are not the same moment, and they should not be handled the same way. If it's a tantrum, your calm boundary matters most. If it's a meltdown, your first job is not to win the moment. Your first job is to reduce danger, reduce stimulation, and help your child get regulated enough to recover. This is where many parents get stuck. They keep explaining, they keep correcting, they keep trying to teach the lesson in the hottest moment. But once a child is deeply dysregulated, more words often do not help. They can actually push the moment higher. What to do instead? Learn to spot the shift. If your child is still watching you, still checking your reactions, still escalating when the outcome might change, you may be dealing with a tantrum. If your child is no longer really taking in language, no longer able to organize their body, and no longer responding in a purposeful way, you may be dealing with overwhelm or meltdown, and that changes your next move. If it's a tantrum, stay calm. Keep the limit. Use fewer words. Do not reward the explosion. by turning the boundary into a negotiation. 3. I know you're upset. The answer is still no. I'm here. You can be mad. The limit is still the limit. If it's a meltdown, lower everything. Lower your voice. Lower your language. Lower stimulation. Focus on safety first. 3. You're overwhelmed. I'm here. I'm going to help keep you safe. We'll talk when your body is calmer. That is not giving in. That is recognizing that regulation has to come before reasoning. But this part matters too. If the task still matters, come back to it later. Because if you treat every meltdown like the task disappears forever, your child learns that falling apart ends the expectation. But if you force the lesson in the middle of dysregulation, you usually get a bigger explosion. So the goal is not all comfort or all force. The goal is regulate first when needed, then return to the boundary once your child is able. That is the balance many parents are missing. Transition. And once you understand that difference, the next question becomes, what do you actually do in real life when you're late, stressed, and don't have 20 minutes to figure out which state your child is in? What to do in real life when you're late, stressed, and need a sequence? So what do you do in real life when you're late, stressed, and your child still isn't listening? This is where a lot of parenting advice falls apart. Because yes, connection matters. Yes, calm matters. Yes, fewer words matter. But when you're trying to get out the door, dinner is burning, the baby is crying, and your child is barefoot on the floor saying, no, you do not need more theory. You need a sequence, something simple enough to remember when you're already overloaded. Here's the sequence. Connect, clarify, pause, follow through, regulate if needed, return to the boundary. Let's walk through that. 1. Connect. Get near. Get their attention. Use a steady tone, not a speech, not a threat, just connection first. 3. Look at me. I'm talking to you. I'm right here. 2. Clarify. Say the direction simply. 1 step, clear words. No extra lecture wrapped around it. 3. Shoes on. Cup in sync. Come to the door. 3. Pause. This is the step many parents skip. Do not repeat instantly. Do not fill the silence with 5 more sentences. Pause. Give your child a moment to switch attention, process, and begin. 4. Follow through. If your child heard you and is refusing, stop trying to persuade. Move into calm follow through. 3. You don't want to, it still needs to happen. I'm not arguing about this. I'm helping you get started. That might mean calmly helping with the first step, handing them the shoe, walking them to the sink, guiding them toward the door. Not angrily, not dramatically, just clearly. 5. Regulate if needed. If the child is no longer really refusing and is now dysregulated, crying hard, spiraling, melting down, not taking in language shift the goal, now the first job is safety and regulation. Try. You're overwhelmed. I'm here. I'm going to help keep you safe. We'll talk when your body is calmer. 6. Return to the boundary. This is the part that keeps the sequence balanced. If the expectation still matters, come back to it when your child is more regulated. Not with revenge, not with, see, this is what happens. Just calmly return to the task. 3. Your body is calmer now. It's time to put on your shoes. We're going back to the thing we still need to do. That full sequence matters because it stops 2 common parenting traps. Trap 1, endless talking. Trap 2, instant yelling. And for a lot of parents, that is the real shift. Not becoming softer all the time. Not becoming stricter all the time. But becoming clearer about what this moment actually is and what this moment actually needs. So if your young child still won't listen, even when you're trying to do all the right things, here's what I want you to remember. The problem is not always that your child is difficult. And the solution is not always to repeat yourself more, explain better, or get louder. A lot of the time, the real problem is that parents are responding to very different moments, as if they were all the same. But they're not. A child who didn't process the direction needs something different from a child who is actively refusing. A child who is actively refusing needs something different from a child who is overwhelmed. And a child who is overwhelmed needs something different from a child who is fully melting down. That's why the usual advice sometimes works and sometimes completely falls apart. Not because you're failing, not because your child is impossible, but because the moment changed and your response has to change with it. That is the real shift. Not becoming softer all the time, not becoming stricter all the time, but becoming clearer, steadier, and more accurate, clearer about what your child actually needs, steadier in how you hold the boundary, and more accurate in how you respond to the moment in front of you. Because when you stop treating every no like the same problem, parenting starts to feel less chaotic. You stop over-talking. You stop escalating so fast. You stop assuming every delay is defiance. And instead, you start seeing the moment for what it is. Do they need less language? Do they need firmer follow-through? Do they need help regulating first? Do they need help getting started? That's when things begin to change. Not overnight, not perfectly, but clearly. And for a lot of young kids, that clarity is exactly what helps them feel safer, calmer, and more able to cooperate. If this video helped you understand why your young child still won't listen and what to do instead, subscribe to Parenting Tips HM for more practical parenting videos that help you understand the problem, understand the solution, and apply it in real life. I'm Emma Miller, and I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which situation is hardest for you right now when your child ignores you, says no, or melts down?